How's it going, everybody, with another video. Today we got why superpowers would suck in real life. Now we got, 7 here, so he's gonna go through, list them all. I don't honestly know, how these would be bad. I feel like super speed would be pretty good. You could I'm just gonna get into the video. Like and subscribe if you guys do enjoy. Like I said, subscribe and put down in the comments down below of any videos you guys want me to react to in the future. Let's get started.
Invisibility. To some people, invisibility would be a dream superpower. They fantasize about all the things they could do without being noticed.
Yeah, it's invisibility is one of, if not the freakiest powers you could have, and time stop.
Not exactly heroic things, but when you look closer, it's not as cool as it sounds. Here's the problem. For you to see, light has to hit the back of your eyes. But if you're invisible, light would just pass through you, leaving you blind. And if somehow your eyes could catch light, they would still be visible, making you a pair of floating eyeballs. Just creepy. To go fully invisible, you need to be completely naked. Not that some of you would mind that, but you wouldn't be able to carry anything either, and since no one can see you, they would crash into you all the time. You better not use perfume or even make noise breathing. People would still know you are there. Plus, if you're thinking that you could rob a bank, a thermal camera would still spot your heat radiation, making it nearly impossible to sneak in undetected.
Wait, no, this is like crazy that now this is basic knowledge, but now I'm just like, wait, this is so true.
Intangibility. Picture this. You've just unlocked intangibility. You're super excited.
I think intangibility is like you're able to walk through walls or different types of I don't know.
You decide to phase your hand through a wall. But the moment you activate your powers, you drop straight through the floor, sinking into the earth.
I think this is okay, don't flame me for this, but in My Hero, the fan base is really bad, but the show is actually not that bad. I think one of them has that quirk that they can just do anything. It's exactly like this, and they actually do go underneath the ground, but they're able to control going up and down. But yeah, you would just die. Then go to the earth core and just burn.
You either deactivate your powers and become fused into rock, suffocating to death, or continue sinking until you reach the molten center of the earth due to gravity, unable to do anything, waiting until you decide to die. Super speed. A moderate super speed.
The reason why I kind of stopped at super speed is I feel like you would be not able to run in a one direction place because there's highways, buildings. There's so much stuff around. Like, obviously, if I go run to down the street, there's buildings, walkways, people, cars, roads, obviously, because that kind of goes with the cars. But there's so many things in the way of that you would just run into and die instantly. Like, are you invulnerable to being hit in if you run into a wall? No, you're still super fast, but you're still, capable of dying if you run into a wall.
Speed of about 190 miles per hour, like dashes, wouldn't be so bad. The problems would be minimal. But if we're talking about speed similar to the Flash, without speed force,
if you're able to control the speed, I think it's a bit different, because then you could kind of just get everywhere faster, not necessarily get there at supersonic speed. But let's say I need to go. I don't want to go to the store because it's gonna take me like 10 minutes to walk, or I don't want to go to the restaurant because it's gonna take me 10 minutes to walk there. And instead of that, you just run not at a noticeable speed that's inhuman, but at a noticeable speed wow, that guy's actually really fast. You don't want to take attention to yourself.
Force, then it would be a disaster waiting to happen. You would have to generate an enormous amount of force, far greater than what the human body can handle, and it would cause your legs to simply rip off your body. Here's another thing. Air isn't empty. It's filled with elements like...
I actually could not be super speed because my feet are just cooked. I can't even run right now. That's how bad it is.
Oxygen and nitrogen, plus tons of tiny dust particles. As you move through air, you're rubbing against these particles, generating friction that produces heat.
Oh. You would just burn your face off?
Moving at super speed would generate enough heat to burn your entire body. Let's say you don't burn. You still need to see where you're going. Human perception isn't adapted to handle high speeds, so moving at
Yeah, because I
super
feel like
speed...
it's only adaptive because we've evolved into a time where things are a little faster. You know, cars, running, walking, all that things. Like, we've evolved into that. We're not used to having that. So if like everyone had super speed, I think we would be able to do that. But then it would just be normal to have super speed. So it would just be speed, not super speed.
It would make everything blurry. The speed at which you think would need to match your physical speed, otherwise you would just crash into things, possibly doing what A-Train did, just running through people. And in the case that your perception does keep up, the world around you would seem so slow that you'd basically be stuck in time. Having super speed would also mean burning millions of calories every day, so you'd go broke, buying all the food needed to keep your metabolism satisfied.
Well, here's the thing. I don't advise this if someone out there has super speed, which is not true at all. You could just go at super speed and get food and not pay for it. I hate to say it, but you are going to need, food. So...
Teleportation. As you might know, the Earth is in constant motion through space. Moving at
I
around...
think teleportation is a good thing. I think the only thing in teleportation, that's bad, is you can't just spawn somewhere, because then someone's going to be like, how the fuck did they just do that? They're going to start freaking out. So I would say, where you're going, that no one's going to be there. Go teleport to a bathroom, or teleport to an empty classroom that nothing's going on at that time. Go somewhere that that is not going to be filled with people.
67,000 miles
or filled with a lot of people
per hour. It rotates, orbits the sun, and the solar system orbits around the center of the galaxy. If you wanted to teleport, you would need to calculate the exact position of the Earth through space, or else you would teleport into space, dying instantly. Immortality.
That's true.
If you were given the choice...
I don't think you would be teleported into space. I mean, obviously this guy on here is 10 times smarter than me, but I don't think the Earth would move that... Maybe it would. Because I feel like if you teleport really fast, you would just slightly be off where you're going.
Between dying in 1 year or becoming immortal, what would you choose?
Oh, that's a hard one. Either dying in a year or being immortal. Now, the thing with immortal is a lot of characters that have that superpower, if you cut off their head, then they're not immortal anymore. Even if they're if you slice their freaking brain in half, they're not immortal.
The choice seems obvious, doesn't it? You're thinking that being immortal would be much better than dying in a year, right? But if you're immortal, you would have to watch everyone you love die over and over again, until you don't have any emotional feelings anymore. You would live to see the human race die out. You would see the world end, and ultimately, you would be drifting in space all alone for eternity. Time stop.
This is a freaky
time stop.
one.
The superpower desired by many. Time stop would be a dream come true for some individuals for obvious reasons, but in reality, it would be a nightmare.
I know people have wished to do a time stop. I have during tests to just stop time, go around, look at all the answers, and then just fucking log in.
The moment you stop time, the molecules of air around you would stop as well, making it impossible to breathe. It also means photons would stop, rendering you unable to see. So you stop time and become unable to breathe or see until you either resume time or just die. Great power, huh? Super strength. Super strength sounds awful.
How is super strength bad?
Awesome,
you wouldn't
right?
know your own strength and then just throw something?
In real life, though, it's a mess. Everything's designed for regular people, meaning that if you were super strong, you would be breaking doorknobs, keyboards, and glasses.
I mean, yeah, I feel like if you broke certain things like that at the beginning of when you gained your power, because that's how I know it was in Fantastic Four when the Thing got its powers and was breaking everything as soon as he got the powers. But then you learn to adjust and adapt. How much strength do I really need to use on like my keyboard, my phone, my a doorknob? Like you know to use those things in certain types of strength, and how much strength you use for those specifically. So yes, it might suck at the beginning, but you're gonna learn how to adapt in those situations.
Left and right. Imagine going to hug your mom and breaking her spine because you don't know how to control your strength yet. Having super strength doesn't mean you're indestructible either. If you punch a wall, for example, because of Newton's third law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. The force that you applied to the wall would be applied back to you with the same intensity, knocking you back and breaking your hand.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Well, if you guys did it like that, video, make sure you subscribe, leave a like, and put down in the comments down below of any other videos you guys want to react to. Also, go subscribe to this guy. This guy's videos was really good, and he only has like 14K. Way more than me, but still, this guy needs more subscribers. But as always, I hope you guys did enjoy, and have a good one.